Okay, it is Friday, May 23rd. This hive here is a split I made from my main lay-ins hive. I think it's been 4 weeks now, maybe a little more, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm just going to do a real quick inspection. I'm not even going to bother using a smoker. Just going to take a look and see what's going on inside. See if the queen is doing her job. I really wanted to have some extra frames with me in case I needed them. Hopefully I don't, and hopefully they're not too aggressive. I definitely don't need any frames because I have 4 frames on the end and they all look like this. So I don't need any frames. I also wanted to bring a divider board to put on the end of these open frames, but they haven't started building any wonky comb, so I don't need it, but I really should have it. They have started building some comb at the top here on this frame that was empty, so that's good. Just looking to see if I have a queen that's laying eggs, looking for brood. No brood here. I do see some bad comb here. I'm going to try to fix it right here. It must have been hooked to the other piece because it pulled away. That looks like an old queen cell there, actually. I'm just going to take that off because I don't want that. They'll fix that. There's a lot of pollen in here and some nectar at the top. There's capped honey at the top. That's good. Let's look at the next frame. So far, so good. Especially activity-wise. There's some funky comb there, but that's okay. There's honey at the top. Looks like there's some brood right here. Can't really see it. There's that piece that broke off from the other one. I'm just going to push it back. Hopefully they'll build around it. Look and see if I can see a queen, because there is a little bit of brood on here. It actually looks like old brood though. It doesn't look like new brood. There's some brood there too. Honey up here, looking for a queen. I'm in the shade now because it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is west, so I'm in shade now. If I was earlier in the day, I'd have sun coming down from here, but I don't right now. I don't see a queen there, but everything looks good otherwise. Check this one out. Pretty heavy. Lots of brood there. Look at all that brood. Look for a queen here. I see some larvae in here. That's good. Honey at the top. Honey at the top, lots of brood, and I see some larvae here also. Really want to look for the queen on this side because it looks very active. See if I can see a queen. I'm pretty sure I have a queen because there's lots of brood on here. I really would like to find her though to make sure that I have one. I don't see any signs of swarm cells, queen cells. Don't see any signs of that. That's good. Well, I don't see her on here. Okay. See her on here. Make one more look on this side. And the bees bees are, even though they're buzzing me a little bit, they don't seem to be too aggressive. I've had bees that were a lot more aggressive than this. I've had them get through my suit. Let me check this one. This one has lots of brood on it. Lots of brood. Some honey at the top. Look for a queen. I am really not good at spotting queens. I freely admit that. I can see the drones easy, the big fat guys, but there's larvae in here, there's cap brood, and honey at the top, capped honey at the top. No queen on that side. This side. Same thing, lots of capped brood. I see bees with pollen. Definitely some drones. They're the male bees. With lots of workers. Do not see a queen. There's some balls of bees at the top here, and sometimes they are surrounding the queen. They're protecting her. And if you give them a little blow, they'll move out of the way. But I don't see a queen there. One more look at this side. From what I hear, the queen doesn't like the sunny side, so I mean there are 2 queen cells here that are open, so I don't know if they're from before. They most likely are, because when I did this split, there were several queen cells, so maybe one of them made a new queen. I hope they did. Got 2 more cells or frames to check. This one's heavy. Alright, this one has some fresh honey here at the top. Oh, lots of brood. Almost dropped that. Let's take a look. Look for a queen. Lots of brood. That's all brood right there. I'm in the shade, so it's hard to see if there's any eggs in there. It's really hard to see. I'm also looking for the queen. Give a little blow to these ladies at the top. I don't know if they're eating the honey or if they're putting the honey in, but a lot of them have their heads in cells. I see that honey is dripping from the frames on top of these, but they'll take care of that. Let's look on this side, looking for a queen. Do not see her. Very little brood on this side, but just a little bit here and there, very little. This side has plenty. Less than half full, but this side barely has any. See if any of the empty cells have any eggs in. I don't see any eggs. That's a little bit concerning that I don't see eggs, but there's plenty of fresh brood. And of course, like I said, I'm not seeing the queen. That's a little bit concerning. But I also said I'm not good at spotting the queen. She might be trying to sting me. Can't get off of me. There we go. like I said, they've got through my gloves before. But those are usually the more aggressive ones. These ladies don't seem to be too aggressive. These came from my friend Ray up in Mifflintown, a wild caught swarm, and they're much more docile than the bees I've caught right in this same area. Now this just has a bunch of nectar on it, a little bit of honey at the top, no brood at all, so I don't expect to see the queen here unless she's laying eggs, but I don't think, I'm not seeing any piece of wonky comb here. See if I can fix it. Okay. Alright, hopefully that fixes that. Don't see a queen, so I think I have a queen in this hive, I just haven't seen her, and that's a little bit depressing. I like seeing my queen, but she's not marked. But I think there's one in here. So everything looks good, in my opinion. So I am just going to close it all back up. I'll move all the frames down to one end. Try not to squish any bees. Out of the way there, ladies. Don't want to squish you. There you go. All right. Ladies, out the way, out the way. Come on, get out of there. There you go. Good job. Okay. This one down. I almost want to look at all those frames again because I'm sure there's a queen in there. I just didn't see her. Have this one bee buzzing my face. She doesn't seem happy. Come on, out of the way. Almost wish I had my smoker. I didn't want to take the time. I knew this was going to be fairly quick. And I didn't want to take the time to start up the smoker. Plus, I get the feeling that these bees are well-behaved bees, so there's no need. And I didn't really need it. All right. And more frames to go. These are empty frames, giving them room to build. I do need to come back, like I said, I have a space this big that's open, and to discourage them from putting wonky comb out here, I should put a divider board there. All right, cover on, put my rock and stick on. All right, so that's that. I also want to look at this little hive here. This hive was empty, but I noticed earlier today that there's some bees going in and out. So I'm going to take a quick look inside and see if maybe this is the regular Langstroth hive, but I'm going to look and see if a hive moved in. I mean, a colony moved in, because I don't know if you can see there's a couple bees going in and out. So I'm just going to take a real quick look at this one. It may just be, it may just be scout bees checking it out, but it looks like there's a lot of bees in here. I may have caught a swarm here. And that's scary because if I caught a swarm, it's probably the local bees that are nasty. And if they start getting nasty with me, this check isn't gonna last very long. There seems to be a lot of bees on this frame right here, so I'm going to check it out. You know what, I'm going to take the one on the end first to give me some room. This one's probably empty. Yeah, this one's, well, it's got some, I think a colony moved in here. Because I don't think this had anything on it, and it does now. Comb, that is. They're building up comb. They're building up. There's there's a bee with pollen, and if they're bringing pollen in, that means it's home. So I think I got a new colony here. This doesn't look very big though. Let's check this one out. I mean, I was here a couple days ago, maybe 4 days ago, and there was nothing here. So, oh, I see her right here. I found the queen. She's right there. There's a queen right there. So this is, I caught a swarm. I don't know if you can see that. She just went around to the other side. Where'd she go? I just saw her. I hope she didn't fall off. Oh, there she is right here. Right here. That's definitely a queen. So I definitely want to put this thing back together. It's a very small colony because that's it. The next frame, there's hardly anything on it. Nothing on it actually. So this is basically a colony that's only on 3 frames. But I'm very happy to see that. I definitely saw the queen there. So actually the colony's only on 2.5 frames, but yeah, that's I probably just caught this within the last day or two. And they basically moved right into an empty box. That's awesome. Just realized I don't have an inner cover on this one. I'm gonna have to bring an inner cover out. That's the cover that goes on top of here and between the telescopic cover. Okay, that's awesome. I am extremely happy about that. Just gonna look over here. Now this hive was my strongest hive last year, and now there's hardly any bees. There are bees going in and out of it, but I'm gonna take a look at it real quick. All right. Last year this was my strongest hive, and it looked like nobody made it through the winter, but the last time I looked inside, there were definitely bees. Look and see. Now I had some candy board on top, and that's probably why there's so many ants in here. Now this is the inner cover that I'm missing on the other one, and there's still a bunch of candy in there, but there's plenty of bees in there. I probably should get rid of that candy. I wanted to bring a bag or something to put it in, because they don't need that. I am going to take you know what, I'm going to leave this one alone, and I'm going to come back with a box or a bag that I can put that candy in. Fondant, whatever you want to call it, but I'll do it right when I get into this one. I'm going to take this spacer off the top. This is a spacer right here. And if you can see the candy, it's basically this. It's fondant. You really only use that to get them through the winter, but they've definitely been eating it. There's a bunch of ants in here. Surprise. No surprise, actually. So yeah, I'm going to close this guy up, and I'll be back maybe tomorrow, sometime in the next few days, and do this one right. Also bring a divider board for that first hive I showed you, the Layens hive. Over here I have a swarm box. This is funny because I just put Swarm Commander, a lure. There was nothing at this box earlier today, like 2 hours ago, hour and a half. I sprayed it with Swarm Commander, and look at all those bees buzzing around it already. So I might be about to catch a swarm here. And then over here I have a hive that died over the winter, and the same thing. I sprayed some Swarm Commander on that, and look at all those bees. So my guess is I'm going to catch at least one swarm in one of these two, either the swarm trap here or this hive that died out last year, because it's just totally surrounded by bees. And then my last hive, this hive was the only one that actually made it through the winter. The Layens hive, this is the one I made the split from the first one off of. And I'm not going to bother going in here. This has been a really strong hive. You can see there's plenty of activity. I'm sure this hive is fine. Like I said, this is the one I made to split from the other one. I don't know. What the heck? Let's look at it real quick. Because this one, it's a 14 frame hive. I think it only had 12 or 13 frames in it. And I took half of them out to put in that other one. And I checkerboarded it with empty frames. And I want to see how they are doing. Let's take a look and see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 frames. Here's the divider board I was telling you about that I need to put in the other one. They really have it glued in. I hope I can get it out. Actually, if I can get this first frame out, I don't need to get it out. And again, these are the bees that originally came from Mifflintown. Ooh, that's really heavy. Okay, let's see what we got. There's some honey there. This was a damaged comb. I have a hair comb in the honeycomb that I used it to hold it up. I could probably cut that out now, but there's definitely a lot of nectar there. I don't know if you can see it shining in there. Oops. There is a lot of nectar on this side and honey, capped honey at the top. Boy, they're getting anxious here pretty quick. Now this frame here, I'm pretty sure was completely empty. Boy, they are bombarding me. This ain't gonna last long. Yeah, I can see fresh brood there. I am going to let these ladies go because they don't look happy. I am going to let them go. All right. See how much they're getting on my veil? They're not happy, and I don't have my smoke. So that's that. I am done. They're really buzzing me. So I'm gonna walk as far away from here as I can. I don't want to take my gloves off to turn off the camera until they stop buzzing me. And sometimes here that takes a while. I can't get it with my gloved hand. I'm actually trying to hit it right now. So anyway, I don't know if you can see them. They're still buzzing me. I'm trying to get as far away as I can. And eventually they'll feel like they don't need to protect themselves anymore once I get far away enough from the hive. I seen a couple of bees climbing over the actual camera, so you're probably seeing that. Yeah, I don't want to take this glove off. They're still buzzing me. I'm pretty far away from them. Most of them have stopped, but there's still a couple stragglers that are still buzzing me. I had a giant swarm on this here, this handrail, like right there in the middle. There was a giant swarm. I think that actually came from that hive that I just showed you. And they stopped buzzing me, so I'm gonna real quick turn the camera off. So see you next time.